Hey everyone, it's common knowledge that South Florida's housing market is economically thriving. Home values have skyrocketed. Many have been struggling with this reality, while others have found this to be a goldmine for them. Regardless of the effects on the market, there is one thing which everyone wishes to know about it: its future. During this video, we are looking at the future of interest rates in Miami. Just to be clear, what I'm showing you today is an amalgam of data and personal opinions. My name is Martin, and I'll be letting you take a look at some of my research. An interest rate, for anyone who needs a refresher, is a charge for borrowing money or other assets. When interest rates are lower, borrowing a set amount of money will have a lower cost in higher interest rate times. We're going to look specifically at interest rates on purchasing a property. The latest S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Index from April 2022 shows an over 20% increase in the cost of buying a single-family home compared to a year prior. This visual shows a clear increase in property value, which aligns with the interest rate. In fact, current property values are almost level with property values in the 2006 peak of the market. Additionally, housing inventory fell to 910,100 units in December of 2021. This was the lowest amount since 20 years prior. This has made it difficult for many to purchase homes at an affordable price. In the near future, I believe that real estate prices will continue to increase. In turn, property values will continue to rise. Many seem to believe that the current rise in property values will be followed with a crash. Based on our current inflation trajectory and history of property value fluctuation, however, there is nothing to suggest a sudden drop in pricing. Interest rates, accordingly, will not suddenly drop for the foreseeable future. One reason for this stems from a national factor: the current demographic distribution of the U.S. as a whole. Over 50% of the current population are classified as Gen Z at the oldest. This is a massive younger generation of home buyers. Our current population status will lead to high demand for homes, which causes property value and interest rates to rise. Additionally, in a meeting that took place just last month, the Federal Reserve increased its key rate in a range between 0.75 and 1%. A key rate is a type of interest rate in which banks have the ability to borrow resources upon coming up short of their reserves. This increase in the key rate is the biggest rise in almost 30 years. In fact, just earlier this week, Federal Reserve increased rates again by 0.75%. Also, there's an ongoing and large-scale war. Russian oil has been banned from the US. This causes everyday prices of energy to rise, and in turn, inflation. 1 year ago, the average 30-year rate was a mere 2.78%. The 30-year rate just recently rose to 5.54%. This data represents just how much of a drastic value increase the housing market has had. The director and senior economist of forecasting at the National Association of Realtors, Nadia Evangelo, explains that she predicts rates averaging 5.7% by later this year. If the results of this prediction are correct, it seems like interest rates would continue to slowly rise. Although property inventory almost at an all-time low for Miami-Dade County in April of 2022, the availability of homes has risen in the following months of June and July. This new supply might provide braking in the rising of property value and interest rates. However, these higher costs have put a great deal of pressure towards the market of housing. In the last 2 months, the median home sale price in Miami has only risen, if not plateaued. And the rises that it saw were very slight. This is one reason why, as for long-term changes, I believe that prices will eventually lower gradually. A key reason for the rising in property value is low inventory. When property values are raised for an extended period, certain things tend to happen. The economic demographic will tighten. People will begin to move to more affordable areas. Only those who can afford the higher value homes will remain, and the available inventory of homes will increase. In fact, this has already taken a slight effect. Another large factor in property value, in turn interest rates, is a city's climate. There's a 0.2% chance that any given building in Miami might be reached by floodwater. In 30 years, studies show that 59% of buildings might be reached by floodwater. This flooding can be seen in the visual shown. This high likelihood of flooding in Miami homes will definitely drive property value down. Basically, there's still hope for those who would like to purchase a home in Miami. Although property values are currently at a high, it's evident that in time, property values will decline. So don't expect to wake up next week and see property values suddenly drop. And for those who wish to minimize their losses on interest rates, there are a few things that you can do. First off, you might want to try and improve your credit score. I would suggest that you also speak with your lender about bringing the price down. Additionally, make sure to find out your monthly costs compared to the cost of renting. When doing this, it is a good idea to figure out possible tax deductions and possible monthly net worth increases. Finally, most important of all, make sure you find a trustable and experienced real estate agent. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to All in Miami YouTube.